Hello, welcome to Boardgames with Niramas. I'm Josef. I'm here with these crazy people. We have
Andreas, Draco, and Mats.
Yeah, and it's Tuesday, so as you can see, and so it's time for
Very early in the morning.
Yeah, it's very early. So number 19 on the top 100, top 24.
I just forgot. No, I did not.
We're not drunk.
No, we're not drunk.
No.
So my number 19.
Yeah.
Is The Pursuit of Happiness.
Ooh.
It has been higher up. It is slowly like falling, and it's just because we haven't played it in a couple of years, because we're waiting for something, or we're trying to find the
you
best...
have this idea that we have to have everything in there.
I don't, but it's like the game has become so massive, so it's hard to play it on a normal
But we can play it with just the base game or whatever.
Well, you can, but that is not what you do with the game. You play with all the expansions that you have.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm still waiting for the nostalgia expansion. I think it's called something.
Oh yeah.
With the big box and everything.
Wait, did we play the memories one?
Yeah,
or dreams or whatever it was?
I think I did, or I just dreamt that I did play it at one point. So Pursuit of Happiness, worker placement game, where the worker placement game is alright. I mean, it has this twist. If you don't block each other, but if you do the same thing twice, you'll be stressed out.
It's very thematic.
Yeah, you will stress. Yeah. So the worker placement game and the resource manipulation thing, whatever, it's solid. I mean, it's not great. It's not bad. It's somewhere, but it's the theme and everything around the game, which is great. Yeah. Trying to live the life that you always wanted, or want to try, or want something like that. And it has some thematic expansion, like the community expansion, where you suddenly have some time to do something for the community. Maybe help some elderly across the street, or for a party or something like that.
I remember one time we played with that, and I remember that like the last thing, I think it was you, the last thing, like because you were really old, and the last thing you did, like you helped some neighbor that were also fired, to put out the fire, but that also like gave you stress, which meant you died. So like the last thing you saved someone, which was really heroic. Mm. Yeah. It's so thematic.
Very far from really.
Yeah, well, yeah. Oh, never know. Yeah, great game.
Yeah,
great game.
Game.
It
like
might
it
show up.
Yeah.
Maybe. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. It probably have shown up on mine. So my number 19 was mentioned yesterday.
Wow.
By Andreas.
Why don't you have any crossovers with me?
Everyone else has crossovers with me.
Clans of Caledonia.
Great game.
Yeah. We talked about it yesterday. I think just the key things I like is especially the market thing. I like that, and I like also, like I said, the contract. I think that's pretty unique endgame scoring, because everybody builds their endgame scoring. So if I want, I can actually push something that I don't have to reduce the score of someone else.
Yeah.
And make it better for myself. So I think I like that kind of thing, because there are things you can do in the game that affects other ones, and I just it's a very satisfying building experience in that game. I
think it's very interesting that you find one thing in the game interesting, fascinating, and I really don't. That is just a byproduct of the game. I think all of the other things are. I like more.
I kind of agree.
The farmer,
and but that's interesting. That talks a bit about the width of the game. What you can do, like all different aspects of the game. So yeah, great game. Check out the video from yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to hear more about it, it's in there. So I guess I'll go over to my 19. It's a game that won't be a crossover. I don't think you even have this on your top 100s. I don't even know if Mats played this. No, I'm not really sure. It's Aeon's End. Have you played Aeon's End?
No. Oh, it's very far down.
I think you will like this, Mats.
It is in my top 200.
Yeah, but you have bad taste. But Mats, I mean, you like Marvel Champions.
Yeah.
This has some similarities to that. Not exactly, but some. Well, not really. But
like Ark Nova and Terraform Mars.
Well, the thing is like the similarity it has is that like you play. Like if we're sitting down playing it now, we're playing cooperatively against a certain boss, and we need to like have a good like how do we play against this boss? That part is the same as in Mario Champion, or similar. Then Mario Champion is we'll talk more about that later. Anyway, so Aeon's End has some very interesting things, and I have said this before, and I always say this in my top list videos, so I'm not gonna like sit around and repeat myself.
But you do.
I do, but I mean, it's just like it's deck building but it removes some of the randomness that's in other deck builders, and it's also, I mean, just basically it has the dominion instead of the market row where like, oh, this card happens to come up that I need.
Yeah.
Instead, you have a set market, so when you start playing, you know what cards you can get, and you can always buy any of the cards. There's no like, you know, you got to get lucky to find the right combo.
Yeah.
But then, of course, they have different costs, and you need to. But I like that it's so strategic in that way that you can, before the game starts, you see the boss, you know, sort of how the boss will work and what kind of style the boss has. You know, like it's very asymmetrical. You're mage because you have different characters. You have a bunch of them that you can rotate between. Like, how will they interact with each other? Like if we're playing 3 players, okay, so I might be able to. I might have a special ability that like lets the other players draw cards. Then maybe you want to boost my power generation so that I can get to my special power and trigger it off multiple times to help you out. There's so much. It's a really cooperative game. Like, and I think that's the strength. And this is something I haven't brought up too much when I talked about this previously because I played it mostly solo, but I did play it on 2 as well. And the cooperative nature of it, it's so strong. Where, like, you can even give people roles. If we would play 3, you could be the damage dealer. You're the support guy, Mats. You'll provide him with mana, and it's really, really good. This is one that I would love to play with you guys, and I know I played it. Yeah, and I feel like you weren't that impressed. It's really hard. So like the first time you play it, you will lose.
It's not for Andreas because it's a hard game. Then.
But and it's also, I don't know. It's one of these games where, which I really like, and I like more and more as the years go by. Is the kind of games where there's no points. You win or you lose. Yeah. That's the thing. Like you work together. Either you beat the boss or you don't. Like there's none of that. Like, oh, I got 89 points and you got 72. I'm kind of bored with that in a sense. I mean, there's a lot of games on my list that has that. But if I were to pick between those things today, I prefer definitive endings. Like, did we win or did we not win?
Yeah. That's for cooperative games. I prefer that as well.
Yeah.
Win or lose.
Yeah, we.
So at some point, I hope I can convince you guys to play. I still have it in my collection. This is one I won't sell. I'll keep it. And I will have everything like in the Legacy box. I played through the Legacy together with Krakow as well. And then I just have like, I think 3 different, there's a lot of different versions of this, like separate standalone games that you can combine. So I have lots of cards and characters and everything for it. So I think, Mats, I think you would enjoy it more than Andreas actually as well. Well, I think you would enjoy it more as well if you played it again.
Yeah, probably.
I think so. Yeah.
Let's put it on the playlist.
Us 3, yeah.
Because
that's been going so well when I'm trying to bring my games over. Like, oh, shouldn't we play this game that we talked about, guys? And they're like, no, we have this new game that we want to play.
Oh, who usually brings the new games?
It's always Andreas. He just kickstarts everything, and
I do not.
All right. Well, that was this episode of today. We'll be back tomorrow.
And before you leave, make sure to like and subscribe.
And watch the rest of the list. We'll continue tomorrow. And then it's number 18.
Yeah.
Great. It's going to be really exciting.
Getting to the really good games now.
See you then.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.